Welcome to the Sneaking into the Movies podcast. I'm Max Nathan.
And I'm Norman Davis. And this week, Max and I are dreaming real big. That's right. We have finally seen Marty Supreme. We can't wait to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about our top 12 movies of the year.
So sneak in with us and let's go.
One, two, three.
We've been waiting for this movie for a while. A couple years. You should start with some background, Max. What do you think about Good Time and Uncut Gems?
I love Good Time and Uncut Gems. Good Time is a great movie. Great performance from Robert Pattinson. And you can really see their style starting to form in that movie. That their style being, the Safdie brothers, Benny and Josh Safdie. Uncut Gems
More like
is
Safdie brother.
Yeah, Safdie brother. Yeah, in this instance, but yeah, no. Uncut Gems is definitely my favorite movie of all time. If you were to ask me, like gun to my head, wouldn't even need to think that hard. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. So I was very excited for Marty Supreme, very excited, and the fact that we haven't really had a real successor to Uncut Gems since 2019. I've been starved personally. We've been waiting for this for a long time, and I think he delivered. I think Josh delivered. And we can, they both made movies this year. Benny made The Smashing Machine, and Josh made Marty Supreme. And a lot of people are going to try to compare the two of them. And it's really, if we're going to do that exercise, it's kind of unfair to Benny because it's just Marty Supreme is just amazing.
They obviously were making very different kinds of movies. Smashing Machine, we weren't huge fans. Y'all saw, we talked about it. Didn't really hit the mark. Big disappointment. But he wasn't trying to make, it doesn't feel like the director of Good Time and Uncut Gems in the same way that Marty Supreme does. Which, yeah, I agree. Marty Supreme was fantastic. Just going to get that out of the way. Great movie. I don't know. I'm still excited about, what Benny has coming next. And there were a lot of good things in the Smash Machine. But with that being said, this was the one. This, like you said, kind of scratched that Uncut Gems itch for me. That's also one of my favorite movies ever. I will never forget seeing that movie in theaters. I used to wear an Apple Watch. And in the last 20, 30 minutes, my watch went off and was like, hey, you need to sit down. Your heart's moving too crazy. Because it's just, there's nothing like that movie. I mean, really. This rocked. This was right up my alley. So,
yeah,
better than Uncut Gems.
I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, I mean neither. But
my brother went there. My brother said he liked it more than Uncut Gems.
My roommate did too, Preston.
It's a respectable take, but me personally, I'm not ready to go there with it. Norman, what were some of your favorite aspects of the movie?
I'm going to start by saying the score. It's something that I haven't seen talked about too much. Everyone who is talking about it agrees. I thought it was fantastic.
Yes.
Very 80s synthy sound, 50s movie. It just works. Like it's one of those things that shouldn't really work, but it works very well. What'd you think? The score?
I love the score as well. It's Daniel Lopatin again, who's like the guy who did the score for Uncut Gems as well, and it feels like it's in that same vein. It's that same kind of sound. It feels asynchronous to the time period. Like this movie takes place in 1952, largely, I believe, and you have the score that's like very synth heavy, and it's kind of, they also use 80s songs in the movie, but it doesn't take you out of it. Like it feels so right for every scene. I feel like the maybe that has to do with like the tone of the movie feeling very 80s. It feels like a movie that probably could have came out in the 80s, but it also looks and feels like 2025 as well. It feels like really timeless, like when you add all of these elements together. But yeah, no, I love the score as well, and the soundtrack. Some really great needle drops in the movie. You also, similar to Uncut Gems, have that opening where you have the sperms going into the egg.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of like the, opening of Uncut Gems where you're looking at diamonds and then it turns into Adam Sandler's colonoscopy. Pretty great stuff.
It's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, and like the score felt so similar in that moment that it really pulled me back. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is Safdie Brothers movie, baby.
Yep.
Safdie brother movie, I should say.
Yes.
The score. To get to more of the obvious, let's talk about this cast. Let's talk about the acting in this movie.
Yes.
I don't know if we're gonna do an Oscars prediction or whatever. I know we'll probably talk about the nominees and stuff. I think this is his year.
You think Timmy's gonna win?
I do, yeah.
I hope so. I think that would be cool. This performance feels a little weird to like win. You know what I mean? Like it feels too cool to win. If you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying. I've loved it. I think the marketing is playing such a big play in this movie, and it really ties into all the just how cocky he's been, which I like that. I know a lot of people don't. I think you should be humble or whatever. No, like he wants to be one of the best. He's saying it and he's backing it up. He's letting his work speak for it. So
you can also see him kind of like letting the character infiltrate his own public persona as well. Like I'm sure he stands on a lot of the stuff that he's saying in public right now, but also like you can see that he's like also playing a character in a way. But he really just kind of like he is Marty Mauser. Like he's amazing in this movie. And he does such a great job of being like the center of gravity in every scene. Like it feels like, it's kind of easy for, Kevin O'Leary, who's not an actor, to come in and kind of play his part off of Timmy because he is such a powerful force in every scene. Like it feels like it would be kind of easy to come into this and act opposite Timmy with how much gravity he demands. Yeah. What do you think of Kevin O'Leary in this movie?
I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Mr. Wonderful, he was wonderful. I mean, he was kind of just playing himself. Everyone's kind of making that joke, but he was just playing an asshole with a lot of money who does God knows what. But he was so good. I mean, I like hated him, but I kept wanting to see him. I'm like, bring him back out.
Yep.
And like, man, he low-key had line read of the movie.
Yeah, I was born in 1601.
I'm a vampire. I was born in 1601. That was the best line in the movie, and he couldn't have done it better.
No.
But yeah, it's cool. Obviously, Kevin Garnett, Uncut Gems, not an actor, playing himself. So you say what you want, but he's so good in that movie. The Safdies are just really good at. And they do that more in here. Let's talk about my boy Tyler, the Creator, real quick.
Yeah.
I know you are too. I'm a huge Tyler, the Creator is like my favorite. I got a poster of him right here. I got every record right here. I'm pulling out just because it's in arm's reach. Don't tap the glass. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
I thought he was great too. It was definitely harder for me to not see him as Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
But I thought he did a fantastic job. So
I thought he was really good too, and they do both Safdie brothers because Benny did this as well in the Smashing Machine. They do a really good job of like casting real people in these movies, and it's not just the celebrity stunt cast. It's like even the people like the people you see like in the bowling alley and at the ping pong place. You're seeing what are clearly real people that they saw and just kind of like plucked and were like, you look like you could fit in this environment. And they really, really do.
I mean, legendary director Abel Ferreira.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he's acted before or at all.
Uh-huh.
But he was great in this too.
He really was. He really shanked that dude in broad daylight. That was pretty crazy.
That was nuts. And that bath fell on him.
Yeah. That was a pretty upsetting scene. The bathtub thing.
Yeah, I totally threw me off.
I did not expect that at all.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's bathtub fell through the floor. But apparently the guy did tell him. I only noticed after the fact, but the guy said he told him not to get in the shower.
Interesting. Because I know he was like, don't get in there, but you can for like $250 or whatever. So, I don't know. Still pretty crazy.
Yeah. You got San Antonio Spurs legend George Gervin in there, one of your guys.
That was crazy. I didn't know. I knew about Tyler. I knew about Kevin O'Leary and Imfer, all these guys. I did not know about George Gervin. I don't know if that was public information, if I just wasn't paying enough attention in the trailer or something. But as a San Antonio boy, that made me really happy.
I didn't know that was going to happen either.
It's the most hype I've been in a movie in quite some time.
Yeah, and it's also a little throwback to like Uncut Gems and their use of like Kevin Garnett in that movie and the kind of basketball scene. They're clearly basketball fans, and they got a lot of basketball players in this movie as well. They got George Gervin. Did you notice the other guys?
No, where were they?
Kemba Walker and Tracy McGrady were two of the Globetrotters.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
They were out there on the basketball court, and they were with him in Egypt.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Yeah.
For the record, I didn't notice T-Mac. My brother noticed T-Mac. I noticed Kemba out there. Kemba used to play for the Knicks.
I kind of thought it was Kemba, but I was like,
I was like, was it Kemba? And then I saw that it was Kemba.
Okay, yeah.
But Kemba, former New York Knick, probably the tie there. But yeah, no, really, really good movie, this Marty Supreme. And before the movie came out, I predicted 200 million for this movie, to which you said I was smoking crack for. And it did well this weekend. We're a long ways away from 200 million.
I was gonna say, you're gonna need some. Here's a little Safdie reference from you. Some real daddy long legs.
Yeah.
To get to 200. I'm not hating, by the way. I would love for this movie to make $1 billion. This was really just a great. We're gonna talk about it more, but this was just like a great week for movies in general. People going to movies. But yeah, it seems like just a ton of walk-ins. There might be another movie star. It's something we've talked about a couple times here on the show. I think you and I have talked about it off the show a couple more times. But, I mean, he's the one selling this movie. I mean, him going on the Sphere, him doing the Four Raws, the rapping and all that. I know people are getting with him, but it's working. It's getting butts and seats. And I don't know. It drives me so crazy that people complain about them doing this, like, crazy outlandish stuff. Like, don't you people want movies to make money? Like, these are the people who complain about no one sees the original movies, blah 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 blah. And they're like, ew, why is he rapping? Now Leo's gonna win the Oscar. I'm like, it's working. It's got like 1 million likes on Twitter, and like, yeah, people want to see this movie. So I really just got to applaud Timothée Chalamet for
being himself.
Obviously being a fantastic performance, but just being himself and just going all. I don't know how much that marketing cost. I mean, they're doing some big things, but it seems to be paying off. And it seems like people, for the most part, it seems like people are really liking this movie. So
yeah, I mean, it has a 4.3 on Letterboxd right now, which is very high for Letterboxd.
Not too shabby. Yeah, I think it's got a B+ cinema score, which is higher than I thought it would be because
there's a lot of weird shit in this movie.
Sorry.
There's a lot of weird shit in this movie, and it's quite uncomfortable.
There's a lot of weird shit and just that anxiety. You're just on the edge of your seat the whole movie. Everyone's about to get shot in the face. But yeah, just a really good movie. A great Christmas movie too. It's just, I don't know, something about it. It's not a winter movie, but it seems like a really good movie to come out around Christmas time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you always want to see a good movie on Christmas, I feel like. It doesn't always happen, but it happened this year for sure. What were you going to say?
It's my second Timmy Christmas in a row.
Yeah, Wonka.
Oh, no, last year was a complete unknown.
Right.
I actually haven't seen Wonka. You can believe it.
Wonka was 2023. I'm getting that wrong. What was last year?
Willy
you did?
Wonka, Marty Bowser.
Hell yeah.
Last year was complete unknown.
Last year was a complete unknown. I think I did something different. I don't remember what it was though. What was out around that time?
Nosferatu.
That's the one. Yep. That was a good Christmas. Complete Unknown was solid too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Marty came in at third place at the box office this weekend, 27.1 million. That is the biggest opening for A24, easily beating Anaconda, which was the big Jack Black, Paul Rudd movie from Sony, I believe. And
That looked terrible.
that looked terrible. It got killed by critics. It got 23.6 million, and it almost lost fourth place to The Housemaid, which came in at 23.1. So Housemaid has legs. I didn't think that movie was going to do very well, but it's killing it right now.
It's a Colleen Hoover book, I believe.
Not a Colleen Hoover book. It's like another. It's like in the same vein, but it's not the same author.
A popular book, though.
Yes. And do you know what came in second place this weekend?
I do, but you tell me because I'm looking at the cheat sheet.
Yeah. So Zootopia 2 came in number 2 this weekend in its 5th week. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Not that kids' movies weren't making $1 billion before COVID, but it feels like they're the movies that are coming out strongest after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Moana 2 made $1 billion and some change. I don't remember quite. Inside Out 2, that made a
1.7
billion.
Yep.
Versus the first one's 850 to 900 off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is at. Do you know what this is at right now? 1 point.
Zootopia 2, it's probably over 1.5 now, right?
I don't know if it's quite there. This movie is going crazy in China. They love Zootopia. Oh, 1.42. Wow.
Yeah, so Zootopia 2, really big. And then Avatar crossed 760 million. So that movie is doing quite well, and we're probably going to see Avatar 4.
It had a better second weekend than Way of Water.
That's
People are showing up.
pretty promising. Pretty
Once
cool.
again, who can believe it? Another Avatar movie is doing well. Everyone told me this was going to be the one no one was going to care about. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is.
Yep.
Are they just really good and good to see in theaters?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Made by James Cameron?
Did people want to see another Avengers trailer? You know? You think that's driving any ticket sales at all? The fact that they're doing...
I do. That's not us. That's not our. We're gonna be there for those Avengers movies, and we talk about them a lot, and we like talking about them, and we like watching them. Going to like pay for a ticket to
an IMAX
see
ticket too.
like 30 seconds of something that's not even gonna be in the movie. That's not our bag. That I think I can say that for both of us. It's like that. That's not us, but
Nope.
you know, I think that there are a lot of people that do end up doing that. I know there are a lot of people that do end up doing that. But
You know, that's like half the reason I saw Jurassic World.
to see what
The Odyssey. That was
Right.
the first trailer for The Odyssey.
right. I don't know that I've ever seen a table tennis sports movie rendered like this. I don't think I've seen one at all, if I'm being quite honest. And it made for a very thrilling, cinematic, backdrop for a movie.
For how awesome sports are and how awesome movies are, there are very, very few good sports movies. I think people kind of overlook that.
I agree with you, and I think that there's also it also feels like all of the good sports movies have been like relegated to like all the good sports movies are baseball movies. I feel like
Yeah.
like the only like football movie that comes to mind is Kevin Costner's Draft Day.
Yeah,
Like,
which is nothing to write home about.
No, it's like fine.
That's how I think most can you I'm not saying this is the greatest sports movie ever made, but off the top of your head, can you name a better sports movie than this movie? I mean, like really, really think about it. You know.
I can name a couple of baseball movies that I think are in the same universe, at least. This is different because this is like one of our favorite filmmakers making this. So this is a little different, but I think that
They need to make a basketball movie, the Safdies. One of them.
I mean,
They
they kind
love
of
basketball.
did with Uncut Gems,
But
kind
like,
of.
they need to really make a basketball movie.
Lock in.
That would be the best movie ever for me.
I would agree with that.
And I love
think-
ping pong. I actually have a very strange relationship with ping pong.
Okay.
I played it like a ton as a kid. I just always loved it. There's this place called the Youth Lounge. We used to hang out after school, play ping pong. And then when I was back in San Antonio, I was working at the JCC in the tennis center.
Yeah.
And I usually just work the desk. I don't play a lot of tennis. And I essentially sold this gentleman on a membership for the entire gym because he needs someone to play ping pong with. He was an ex-coach who like played professionally in college, who just wanted somewhere close to play ping pong. I was like, oh well, I work Monday through Thursday at this time if you want to come. And we played ping pong every day for pretty much 2 years.
Okay.
I was essentially getting paid to play ping pong.
Nice.
So I love ping pong. And this movie was announced while I was doing that.
Did you?
While I was in that ping pong phase of my life.
So how good are you at ping pong? Would you say
I'm pretty good. I don't think I'm beating these guys,
you,
but
you couldn't beat Endo?
no, I could not beat Endo. I'm pretty nice at ping pong though. I can't even lie. As far as
Okay.
sports go, that's probably the lame one to be the best at, but that's probably the sport that I am the best at.
Let's talk about one of the weirder scenes in the movie, and that would be the honey aside. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, this is the scene that is going to be remembered as the most misunderstood scene. There are people laughing in my theater. I get it. It's a really weird scene.
Definitely.
It's kind of what the whole movie's about.
Okay, explain. I want to hear your take.
So, I guess for anyone listening who hasn't seen Marty Supreme, there's a scene with Honey. One of these players, I don't remember his name, survived the Holocaust, and he's telling the story about how he used to go into the woods and he was disarming bombs, right?
Yeah, it was like bombs or landmines or something.
Doing
like
something
that.
like that, but he'd go and he'd break open these beehives, rub the honey all over himself, bring him back into the camp, and everyone kind of eat the honey off of him, which was strange. And it's a very strange scene in that movie. You know, the strange stuff that happens in this movie, and quote unquote ridiculous stuff that happens in this movie. But I don't know, it definitely stuck with me, and I thought about it more like that. But yeah, like this is really kind of the whole point of this movie is like survival, doing anything it takes to keep going.
Yes.
Whether that be, you know, trying to get a dog back to screw over some old guy to get $2,000 so you can get a plane to Japan, or licking honey off of someone because that's the only food you're going to get for a couple days at a time. I thought it was a great scene. I mean, really, it's once you sit with it, I feel like, I don't know. How was your initial reaction when that happened in the theater?
I mean, yeah, no, kind of similar theater reaction. There's a lot of people kind of like laughing in confusion, but it's such an interesting story. Like it doesn't feel like any of the rest of the movie. They kind
Not
of
at
cut
all.
to it,
Yeah.
and it's totally. It feels like it's even shot different. Like it's a totally different, environment and all that stuff. And they get really close on the people, like licking the honey off of his belly. And yeah, like, kind of like you said, how like it kind of encapsulates like the desperation of Marty, but also the people in the camp. And it just does a really good job of like kind of being a little side story that also shows you kind of where the movie is going.
And we are back. We're talking about our top 12 films of the year. Can't believe it's already the end of December, but here we are. I'm excited. Max and I, we haven't shared this with each other, so we don't know. Obviously, we talk about movies a lot. We don't know quite where our order's going. There might be some interesting things to talk about. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it then, Max, if that's okay with you.
Go for it.
All right, number 12, a movie I know is definitely not on Max's list. And a reminder, I have not seen enough movies this year. Number 12 is The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I said it. There's a Marvel movie in my top 12. And it was my favorite one of the year, you know? It's been a rocky road for Marvel these last couple of years. We got Captain America, which wasn't very good. We got Thunderbolts, which was very good. But I like this one just a little more. I've said this before on the episode when we talked about the movie when it came out. These are like my favorite characters of all time. This movie has stuck with me way more than most Marvel movies the past couple of years, where I actually haven't rewatched it. I should probably do that. But I really liked it. I thought they nailed the casting. Matt Shakman, great director. You could tell he knows his stuff. He cited some of my favorite eras of the Fantastic Four as inspiration, and I think it showed. Great time with this one. It's streaming on Disney Plus for anyone who hasn't seen it. But yeah, that's number 12 for me. Fantastic Four.
Awesome. I did not have that on my list, but I am glad to hear that you and so many other people love that movie. Like, it's didn't make that much money, but
It really, yeah, it came and went. It was one of the not so profitable movies of the year. Shout out Mr. Sunday Movies. I just watched their biggest bombs of the year list. They always do. They always have a lot of fun with that. So all three Marvel movies pretty much bombed this year. Captain America kind of broke even, but yeah, rough year for them, regardless of quality. So we'll see. We got Doomsday next year, which we'll be talking about a lot on the show, you know, whether we like it or not. So
yes, we will. That is going to be we're going to have a bit of a doom slate, if you will. My number 12 is It Was Just an Accident, which is the new Jafar Panahi movie. It's a really thrilling movie, and I felt like it kind of depicted like how it feels to be like so angry and not really know what to do with any of that. And I love the way he'll just hold on like one character in a scene. There's these really long takes where there's a like bunch of characters arguing about what to do about a specific situation. I don't want to give away too much about the movie, but it involves a guy kidnapping someone who he thinks to be his torturer in the past, and he needs someone to confirm his identity, and that's kind of where the central dilemma of the movie, and it just does such a good job of presenting you a tense situation. A lot of great movies do this. They present you a tense situation, and then they show you they build on it with like 15 different things that make you more anxious about your main characters accomplishing the goal that they have to accomplish in this scene. Like, there's just so much that transpires in the movie that I won't spoil right now, but It Was Just an Accident. Great movie, and you can rent it right now on YouTube or Apple. You said Fantastic Four is on Disney Plus, and you can rent it.
But yeah, that sounds cool, Max. I need to check that one out. I have not seen it, so
It's really good.
I'll have to rent it on YouTube. With that being said, I'm going to go into number 11 here. It's another one we talked about here on the show. This is going to be Zach Kreger's Weapons.
Okay.
Zach Kreger's Weapons. This was one of the bigger movies, I feel like, of the year. Maybe not necessarily box office wise, but there was just a lot of buzz.
I mean, it was a big hit too.
It was definitely a big hit. A lot to write home about. Zach Kreger, he's just one of those guys, you know. Barbarian, obviously. Finally in that Criterion, Max. I know you're getting two of them. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool. I mean, obviously this movie had a crazy interesting hook from the first, even before the first trailer. This was seen as like the golden script, essentially. We've talked about how Jordan Peele fired like half his team because he didn't get to work on this movie. And I see why now. It was great. It was spooky. All the performances were incredible. Just a really, really, really fun time at the movies. I'm very, very excited for my man Kreger to take on Resident Evil. I replayed a bunch of those this year, so I've kind of been in the new one comes out in 2 months. I've always been a big fan of the games, but I can't wait to see what he does next. Weapons, great movie. You probably already know that. Like we said, it was a pretty big movie. But this is another one you can stream on HBO Max today, or you can rent it or do the other thing Max told you to do. So
You could get it on physical media as well.
you could also get it on physical media. Same with Fantastic Four. Support physical media. It's really hard to do. You can't buy them anywhere other than Amazon.
Yep.
It feels like now. my Target. That was like the last line. You know?
Yeah.
We'll talk more about 2025 as a whole later, but I can't buy a Blu-ray near me.
Not a physical media podcast, but I did notice that Target put some movies back in stores before Christmas. The one by me, and I was very shocked by that.
Yeah, not here in old San Marcos. We got 2 Targets, and they haven't seen a Blu-ray in a very long time.
Damn.
But yeah, go out and buy this if you loved it. Yeah, that's number 11 for me. Weapons.
So my number 11, you'll be excited to hear, is Megadoc. Megadoc is the documentary that chronicles the making of of Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis. Now, Megalopolis, that's one of our first podcast episodes, that movie. And I think you and I both agree, whether you think it's good or bad, it's like no other movie ever made.
I loved Megalopolis. I was so bummed I couldn't see Megadoc, but continue.
I loved it as well, and the documentary might be even better than the actual movie because you get to see all of the interactions between each of the cats. Like Mike Figgis, who's the filmmaker behind the documentary, had like crazy access. Like Coppola basically invited him onto the set from the very beginning, the pre-production, and there you see them doing like acting exercises at the very beginning. Like it's Shia LaBeouf, Aubrey Plaza's in there. There's a bunch of like interesting like actor dynamics. You see a lot of Jon Voight. It's mostly Shia and Francis Ford Coppola though, and it becomes about the relationship between those two and the push-pull between the actor who isn't really quite getting what's happening, and rightfully he's bringing up some good points. Like you watch the movie and it's like it's nuts. And so Shia has a lot of input about each thing that they're doing, and Coppola is hitting them back every time. And it's just like a back and forth between those two for like an hour and a half that's just absolutely... It's one of the most interesting movies I've seen all year. I might like it. I think Megalopolis and the documentary together are like one of the most interesting things to happen in movies in a long time. But yeah, you can stream this on the Criterion channel right now. And I will add that there is a 7-day free trial. So if you haven't signed up for Criterion channel before, you can watch this thing for free.
Man, I might watch that this week. I didn't know it was on Criterion already.
Yep.
I was so bummed. There's like one theater in Austin, of course. That's how it always goes when you live over here. That's really cool though. I think they're re-releasing Megalopolis.
New Year's Day.
Are you going? I think it's in Dallas, right?
It is in Dallas. I thought about it. TBD there. I'm not ruling it out, but I don't have tickets yet.
Y'all get everything in Dallas, man. I thought Austin got everything.
It's
Until
kind
I
of
moved
weird.
close to Austin. Yeah, Megadoc. Very cool. I will be checking that out very soon.
Yep.
All right. Number 10. Spoiled it. Whoops. The Phoenician Scheme. Directed by one Wes Anderson. I'm a huge Wes Anderson stan. I love pretty much all of his movies. He's one of the first directors I really kind of sat down and watched their entire filmography, other than a couple directors. But yeah, I had a fantastic time with The Phoenician Scheme. I just thought it was fun. It was really funny. I think Wes Anderson is a funnier filmmaker than people lead on, but The Phoenician Scheme, I was getting some good belly laughs out of that. I mean, shout out Michael Cera. He was fantastic in that movie. Everyone really was. Obviously, who can get a better cast than Wes Anderson, Max? You know?
Not many filmmakers.
Not many filmmakers. People show up. They want to be in these, and you can tell, because he just creates these crazy, intricate, out-of-this-world worlds. So yeah, The Phoenician Scheme was great. I don't know, it's not my favorite movie of his, but Wes making a mid-movie, better than most movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah, big fan. I believe this one's streaming on Peacock right now. We got that right.
Okay.
And same deal. You can rent it, buy it, whatever you want to do. Check out the Phoenician Scheme. Good time.
I did not have that on my list, but I'm glad you did because it's always great to highlight a Wes Anderson movie.
Not my fault. He keeps making great movies.
Yeah,
Continue.
I mean, with number 10, by the way I did this is I kind of like, I wanted to do something different as opposed to just kind of like playing around with it on Letterboxd how I usually do. I laid out all the movies that I could theoretically put on this list, and I drafted them from 1 to 12, whatever we did. And this kind of like 10 to 12 area was probably the hardest part for me. But when I got to this pick, I realized that number 10 couldn't not be Superman. Like, thank God there's a movie on this list that asks the question, what if a guy was nice? What if a guy was nice? That's not what the top of the list looks like at all. It's like the opposite thing. But Superman, I'd be lying if I thought it was, perfect. It's not. And I think we both kind of talked about that when it came out. Like, there's just a lot going on as far as, like, you can see James Gunn's wheels turning as far as, like, oh, I need to get, Guy Gardner's stuff and the Justice Gang. And, like, there's just a whole lot of stuff going on in the movie. But when you cut through all that and you just get to the Superman stuff, you see him saving squirrels, saving little girls. It's back to basic Superman in a Silver Age sci-fi, new world that we haven't seen Superman in an environment like that before. And that was really refreshing to see, honestly, classic Superman, who we haven't had in a long time, in this brand new kind of like science fiction tilted world. I loved it, and I like cry every time I watch that movie. It's amazing.
Great time.
When he's flying around, they got the score going. It's like, that's him right there. Coming out of the smoke when he picks up the building. It's like, come on.
Shout out Corn Sweat, man. He's just electric.
He's awesome. I can't wait to see what he does next outside of the DC stuff, but I can't wait to see what he does inside of all that stuff. I want to see him meet Batman. I want to see everything that they're doing with him. I want to see. So yeah, my number 10 is Superman. Thought it was awesome.
Where can I watch Superman?
Oh, you can watch Superman on HBO Max, and you can watch it on physical media, which I have right here. Hold up. Wait. Oh, got the little slip cover thingy.
Whoa.
You could do that if you want to do that. Yeah, so that's going to be Superman. That's my number 10.
That's great, number 10, Max. My number 9. So the way I made this list, just kind of off vibes, It's just like, did I enjoy this one more than this one?
Yep.
And with any list, things change a lot. I feel like, ask me again in 5 months, and this may look different. But at number 9, I have Sinners.
Okay.
Ryan Coogler's Sinners. This was like the biggest moment of the year. It kind of felt like, it wasn't the highest grossing movie or anything like that. Whatever. This was like the movie of the year. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense. It's a beautiful, beautiful, fun, great movie. Michael B. Jordan, so good. The entire cast, just incredible. The music, obviously, there's that one scene. It's just fantastic. I loved this movie. I thought it was so good. It could almost be, like, everyone said this, but, like, even if there wasn't vampires in this movie, it would still be just, like, so good. Just with the way things are, because I know Sinners high on a lot of lists. There's some movies I preferred a little more. I don't gotta dig nothing. But yeah, Sinners, great time. You already know that. You have probably seen it. You can check it out on HBO Max. Rent it. The usual. Sinners.
Nice. Okay. My number 9 is Materialists. Again, similar to Superman, not super similar to Superman, but they're just two movies that are not exactly perfect movies, but they hit something within me that they definitely had to hit for me to love them. It just, who doesn't love a good romance? Like, it's just, it's right there. I really like when they have their big scene at the end, and they're all sad, and Chris Evans and Dakota Johnson are doing their thing at that wedding that's not theirs. That's a really great scene. It's probably one of my favorite scenes of the year. I thought that Celine's song really got into her like comedic bag with this one. Like, she really kind of tapped into something that was not present, I thought, in Past Lives. Like, I thought Past Lives was good. I liked it. You didn't like Past Lives? Okay.
Not really at all. I've really been wanting. I haven't seen Materialist yet.
Okay.
It's definitely up there on my watch list. I did not like Past Lives, so I was kind of like, when it was in theaters, but I just kept hearing more and more, and yeah. Continue.
I couldn't recommend it enough. Like, I think it's much better than Past Lives. That's not a popular opinion at all, probably. That's just a me thing. I think it's just such a cozy movie, and it's sentimental. It's kind of like, if you wanted to call it like sappy, you could call it that. It's very like what's the word I'm looking for? It's very like sincere, it feels like. And that comes through in the comedy as well. There's a specific line that Pedro Pascal delivers towards the end of the movie that just, one of the lines of the year, in my opinion. Really good stuff. Materialists, I liked it a lot. Number 9.
Where could I watch The Materialists?
You can watch The Materialists on HBO Max. You can rent it, or you can get a physical copy.
Very cool. Yeah, that's one I've been, like I said, wanting to check out, waiting for the misses and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So that's one I'll be watching pretty soon. That brings me to my number 8.
Okay.
Movie that Bax just talked about. Superman. Yeah, like, what else is there to say about Superman? Just such a good time. I'm one of the weirdos who likes most of the Zack Snyder stuff, so I wasn't like I've been dying for Trunks and Happy and all that, but like I'm glad we're back here. Like I said, Corn Sweat is so good at Superman. And like, kindness is the new punk rock. Everything with, I'm forgetting the line right now, but when he's talking about crypto, and he's like, oh, he's not my dog, but he's scared.
Yeah, he's
just
alone
like,
and he's scared.
Yeah, just like that really is just like what it's all about. And it's just, I loved it. I love Rachel Brosnahan was great. Nicholas Hoult, just everyone. I like what they got going on there. So I cannot wait for Man of Tomorrow. It sounds like it's just a couple years away. Yeah, I watched this one a couple times too. Gets me happy. It's just a nice, happy movie. Superman 2025. Great movie.
Awesome choice. We talked about where you can watch it on HBO Max, so you can get the physical or rent it.
Yeah.
My number 8 is No Other Choice. That is the new Park Chan-wook movie. No one is doing it like him visually. Like, he takes what he did in Decision to Leave, which was nuts. Like, everything he was doing with, like, even like, you think of a shot like when he's looking at the phones in Decision to Leave, and he has like did you watch Decision to Leave?
Exceptional. I love. That's one of the best movies I think of this decade so far.
I really like that, but I like No Other Choice way more.
Interesting. It wasn't playing anywhere near me, so I'm just gonna have to wait till it's on something.
It's coming in January to theaters. I don't know if it'll go to you. It'll probably go to Austin, I would think. But I can
make the drive for Park Chan-wook, because like you said, just on another level. I mean, Decision to Leave.
It's worth it, and I think again, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's just, I thought it was endlessly interesting, kind of exploring with like work culture, like where we're at now, like what this main character is actually fighting for in the end. Every character also says they have no other choice, like a lot of times in the movie. That's pretty exciting.
Say that again.
Yeah. um, and then also the phrase that keeps getting used throughout the movie is like we're at war, like we're at war. And the thing that I thought was interesting about this movie is like there's a motif with like the grandfather's gun is like a big thing in the movie, and they keep talking about how you know the grandfather went to Vietnam and would like break the fingers off the Viet Cong and stuff, and he was just this brutal person that just did what he had to do to survive. And it's kind of interesting seeing how people like you see people do it all the time in like modern society where you'll point to some old example of someone being extremely violent and say like this is how you have to act right now, and it's like in this context like it doesn't make any sense, and it kind of shows like how some people just go like we've been like placated by whatever version of society we've been living through for the last however long, I don't even know, as long as I've been alive for sure, but we're just sort of placated by all of these different things, and it makes some people nuts when they're faced with extreme financial distress. So no other choice. Awesome movie. Check it out on January 15th in theaters.
I will be there. I'm very excited.
Yep.
And I guess that brings me to my number 7, a movie I know you will not be talking about. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
I'm honestly surprised it was so low.
It was up there like all year. You'll see. I'm backloaded.
All right.
Now. Yeah, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The last quote unquote Mission Impossible movie we will see. The hilarious case of a movie that made like over $600 million and was still probably the biggest bomb of the year. I don't know. It's very funny. But anyways, I just loved this so much. I think I liked it more than Dead Reckoning. It's not quite Fallout for me, but I mean, what can you say? It's a Mission Impossible movie. Tom Cruise, it's my guy. I love Tom Cruise. He can do no wrong movie-wise for me, at least. But yeah, I mean, like that level of practicality and spectacle, you just can't get anywhere else. I mean, that submarine scene, it's like the coolest thing ever. There's just like the whole plane sequence that they've been teasing. I feel like for like 5 years now. It feels like they've been teasing that.
Yep.
It's just like a Looney Tunes ass plane scene. I mean, like he's hanging on the side. Like I don't know. I just loved this. It was such a good time seeing this in IMAX. Really makes you, I don't know, man, like that anxiety. Then when he's falling out of the plane, like he didn't die because he just did the press tour, and you're like clutching your pearls in the theater.
Yep.
Just a fantastic time at the movies. I cannot wait for The Digger, which is Tom Cruise's next movie. Looks like a very different kind of movie that we've been used to Tom doing for the past 10 years. Which is nice, because I love when he does different things. Eyes Wide Shut, Magnolia, those are my favorite Tom Cruise movies. But yeah, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Fantastic time at the movies.
I will say I did not enjoy Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, but maybe one of my favorite theatrical moments of the year is when he's in that submarine, and I believe something hits him. I don't remember the exact moment, but something goes wrong in that submarine when he's like fully underwater, like kind of clawing through it, trying to get to whatever MacGuffin he was trying to get to. And both me and the guy to my right, who I didn't even know, like threw up our hands in like the exact same way at the exact same time. Pretty good stuff. That's what movies are all about. So
that's what they're all about. I mean, yeah, seeing this in a crowded IMAX, just a incredible time. You can check this one out on Paramount Plus. Same deal. Rent it, buy it, physically, digitally, whatever you want to do. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Awesome movie.
Okay. My number 7 is Eddington. I think that this was much higher on the list a little bit ago, but it's kind of come down a little bit because of some other releases. But this movie's great. Ari Aster did something that was incredibly difficult in capturing a period piece of a time that happened 5 years ago. That's very controversial for everybody that was alive during that time. Um, and it's one of the funniest movies of the year. Probably it's endlessly interesting. It kind of piggybacks off of the kind of like the screwball comedic element of like Beau is Afraid, but also captures a lot of the dread that's present in his horror movies and like the existential dread about where we're at and like how data centers are coming and they're basically everything that happens in the movie is pre data center, and the movie I'm kind of spoiling the movie here, but comes around to showing you how data centers are basically going to accelerate our demise.
Are you curious why we didn't have a winter this year? Check out Eddington.
Yeah.
Why was it 82 degrees on Christmas?
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It's a little colder here now, but it's 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 not looking too good for us here on planet Earth and such. So Eddington, good movie, funny movie about how bad things really are. I loved it. You can watch Eddington on HBO. You can rent it or you can get it physically. A24 makes nice physical copies of these movies if you want to check those out.
I hate how their Blu-rays look. Hot take.
Really?
Yeah, I've never
like the
bought
boxes?
One. Yes. The only A24 movies I own are before they did that thing. I just think it looks ugly. I don't know where I'd put them on my shelf. Like this whole, here's my dickhead section. I don't know. I hate them. Like
I don't love the barcode on the side. I will say, like, there's a barcode on the side, and it's
like I have Uncut Gems, Good Time, Midsummer, just normal looking Blu-rays, man.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of those A24 Blu-rays, but let's do number 6 here.
Let's do it.
It's a more recent one. This movie really kind of blew me away, at least expectation-wise. It's gonna be Wake Up Dead Man.
Okay.
A Knives Out movie or whatever the subtitle is. It's the third Knives Out. This is the best Knives Out movie, I think. This movie really just like blew me away. I'm even a little surprised it fell into 6, but I loved it. The performances were all exceptional as they are in these Knives Out movies. I don't know. It really, really hit for me. I'm not Christian, but I'm Jewish. I'm kind of religious, and I love when a movie can tell a good religious story without being too preachy, I guess. So there's a way better mystery than Glass Onion 2. Way better setting. I thought it looked beautiful. These are like some of the most just watchable movies, and I think that's why they work for so many people.
Where can you watch Knives Out?
This being a Netflix movie, you can watch it on Netflix. It was in theaters for like 10 days. You didn't see it then, go fuck yourself, myself included, because Netflix hates putting movies out in theaters.
Yep.
Very excited they're going to own one of the biggest, oldest, most pristine studios in film history. But yeah, you can check out Wake Up Dead Man on Netflix. It's the only way you can watch it. But yeah, you've probably already seen it. This is going to be a big holiday movie for people. I watched like 3/4 of it again on Christmas with my parents, and I was just like, this is so good. Even now that I know everything that happens, which is a strong point in these movies, even with the first Knives Out. Obviously, I think that movie's incredibly rewatchable. I imagine you agree. Even though
totally agree.
you know what's going to happen. But yeah, Wake Up Dead Man. Great job capping off the trilogy, Rian Johnson. I don't know if he's making more of these, if he's doing something else. Do something else. But I will be there no matter what. I mean, he's my guy. I like The Last Jedi. I'm one of those people. So
I do too. My number 6 is Begonia. I saw this at Fantastic Fest. It was a secret screening and it was a surprise. And it was awesome. One of my favorite theater experiences of the year. I really love the pullback from Yorgos here. We go from Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness, which are like kind of massive movie. Kinds of Kindness isn't as big as Poor Things was, but Kinds of Kindness is an anthology that's spread all over the place. It's kind of just it's a really ambitious movie,
it's
even
out
if
there,
it's
man,
smaller.
yeah.
This is just a great like get out of the house movie, where you have Emma Stone kind of like trapped in the house for most of the movie. There, she's kidnapped. She's like a high-ranking corporate CEO, executive, whatever kind of corporate talk she uses. And Jesse Plemons and his brother kidnap her, and a lot of madness ensues. I won't say why they kidnap her. I think it'll be cool if you don't know and you just watch the movie. So yeah, the ending was, I will say also, was movie magic. So I will say there's a scene involving an ambulance, and when what starts to unfold, the jaw was coming down. I was shocked.
Can I tell you something crazy, Max? Why this movie's not in my top 12?
Why is it not on your top 12, Norman?
I completely forgot that I saw this movie. I don't think I ever logged it on Letterboxd.
Would it have been?
Yeah, probably. I really liked it.
Okay.
I watched it during like one of the busiest weeks of the year for me because we were
Okay.
going to do an episode on it, and then we didn't. And then
Right.
that was when I like was really upset with just theaters and stuff in general. So totally slipped the back of my mind. Begonia was awesome. I would probably put this behind Sinners, above Phoenician Scheme off the top of my head.
Okay, so definitely like comfortably on the list.
Comfortably on the list. I need to watch this again. Damn.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
Max,
do too. I only saw it the one time.
Well, hey Max, if I wanted to watch this again, where could a guy like me watch it?
You could watch it. This is one of the only ones that's not streaming anywhere. But you can rent it, or you can buy it on physical media. There's a really nice steelbook, if you're into that. So, Begonia, really good stuff. And that is going to take us into our break, and we're going to get into our top fives next.
And we are back. Talking about our top 12. Gone through 7. Leaves us with our top 5. 5, that's the number for some reason. But I digress. Number 5 is going to be a movie we just kind of talked about a couple minutes ago, for those of y'all listening. Marty Supreme, Dream Big. Marty Supreme, Christmas Day. Obviously, we just talked about it. It's a great time, great cast, great energy, great ending, great middle, great beginning. Just a great, awesome movie. Excited that so many people are so excited about this movie. We talk about the movie stars, dead or not, but Timmy is selling this movie. People are going to see it for him, There's a lot of great talent surrounding this movie, directing this movie. We might be seeing it for the Safdies, but it's all Timmy. Got to give him a round of applause. Marty Supreme, a movie we'll be hearing about for a while. A movie that will begin some big Oscars, This might be Timmy's year. We'll see. But, yeah, Marty Supreme, Dream Big, Marty Supreme, Christmas Day. In theaters right now. That's the only way to watch it. Go see it in a theater. Don't wait for digital. So many of the youngins, they love these movie stars, but they just wait for digital. Look at Challengers. That feels like one of the biggest movies of our time. Barely cracked 100 milli. So go see Marty Supreme. You're going to have an excellent time. Yeah. That's my number 5 pick.
That is an awesome number 5 pick. I'm surprised you didn't have it higher, honestly. But
I think I kind of said this. It's no Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
It's no good time. But it's still fantastic and one of the best movies of the year. It's just some movies I just liked a little more. This top 5 is really like the exceptional, wow, I'll be watching over and over again.
100%.
With my whole list, very interchangeable. So, yeah, Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
Dream Big.
Yeah. Like you said, this kind of like top of the list is like ridiculous, and this is a movie that really surprised me. It could have gone even higher if not for the absolute gauntlet that is in front of it. And that movie is Lurker. Lurker is a movie set in the music industry, It is about a kid who falls into a situation where he becomes part of this pop star's inner circle, and I don't want to say anything more than that. So it is an awesome movie. It's a movie that keeps you on your toes. It keeps surprising you as it goes. You just talked about Marty Supreme and Uncut Gems. This movie really feels like it's kind of like in the same vein of those movies, where you have a protagonist that is just so scuzzy and weird. Like absolutely like if you like movies about weird dudes going like all the way, Theodore Pellerin, I believe his name is the main character in the movie. He is this is the first time I've ever seen him. He is like awesome in this movie. Like, this is one of the best performances of the year. And this is a directorial debut as well. It's like a shockingly good directorial debut from Alex Russell. And the movie also stars Archie Madikwe, I believe his name is. Let me double check that. But he is amazing as well. That is the Gran Turismo kid. If you know you're wondering at home.
You can hate me now.
Yeah, yep, that's.
But I won't back down.
Yep, I have his name right. So yeah, it's one of the best debuts I've ever seen. Bonus points for Zach Fox and Felix from Paris, Texas, appearing in the film. Not in small roles either. They're very good in the movie. And it's very kind of entrenched in the music industry and that space, and kind of like it's also, you know, is a decent amount about like I guess like what it's like to work in the entertainment industry, just generally speaking, or what it's like to kind of like not have a foothold yet in the entertainment industry, and like that kind of world. And it's just it's awesome. It's an awesome movie.
Where can I watch this movie? Because this sounds very cool.
You can stream it on Mubi, and you might be saying, "Oh, I don't have that." You can. That is also a service where you can get a 7-day free trial, so you could watch it for free, technically. So you look on Mubi, MUBI. You get that 7-day free trial. You watch Lurker.
Guess we're going to my number 4 here. Max, this was the worst theater experience of my life. This movie I'm about to talk about.
Okay, I know what it is.
Just like by far, the worst time I've ever had in a movie theater. It obviously has nothing to do with the movie because it's here at number 4, but. It like put a big dent on me going to movies even the rest of the year. It was so bad. So many people were so rude and talking and driving me crazy. That being said, number 4 is going to be Eddington for me. I know we already talked about it for a second there, but I loved it. It's such a just weird. It is like, it's probably, I think it's the funniest movie of the year. Just straight up. I
agree with you.
I didn't laugh more during a movie than I did during Eddington this year. There's one particular line and scene, which I'm not going to repeat because it's got a pretty naughty word in it. It's like one of the funniest things in a movie ever. Just straight up. It comes up on my like reels all the time, and every time I see it, I watch, and I'll be by myself in the bathroom and I'll laugh at it. I mean, it was just so good. Such a neat time capsule. Even like now. I mean, obviously we talked about like how terrible everything is now and how, but like, it just feels so long ago, like May 2020. It was just like everything was all happening at once, you know?
Yeah.
And I just had a great time, with the movie. I loved the performances. Joaquin Phoenix, I love that dude. He's a weirdo. Apparently he's kind of an asshole, but I'm going to keep seeing all the movies he's in. Because this is one of his best performances, I think.
Very good Joaquin.
Yeah, just a great cast. I mean, obviously Emma Stone. What's left to say about her? Austin Butler, big Austin Butler. That's my guy. Love when he pops up and stuff. Shadow Caught Stealing, a movie that low-key almost made my top 12, which I know Max thought it was like you thought it was one of the worst movies you ever seen, I think is what you said.
That movie was hot garbage, but
I don't like Aronofsky, but I thought this was his best movie since Black Swan. Check that one out too. But anyways, Eddington. Crazy movie. Can't wait to watch it even 20 years from now and be like, damn, that's really what it was like. We're also like in our 20s. we were like caught in COVID. I feel like everyone probably says this, but I really think like our age range was like the worst time for all that to happen, like going into college and all that stuff. Now the economy's crashing when we all want to buy houses, God forbid. Yeah, I don't know, Eddington. Yeah, like Max said, check it out on HBO. You can buy that ugly ass A24 Blu-ray, or definitely worth the watch if you are older than 5 years old and remember what happened 5 years ago.
My number 4 is a movie that you talked about already. You had it in the same ballpark. It is Marty Supreme. This movie's awesome. It's a movie that, I knew I was going to love going in. We both love the Safdies. This is Josh doing his solo mission here. And it really panned out. Like this really does feel like the first real successor to Uncut Gems since 2019. It's just, I love a movie about a guy who is like so shitty that he'll basically compromise all traditional morals because he thinks that he is the one. And you're just watching this guy on this mission trying to accomplish whatever that goal may be. And in this movie, Marty Supreme is going to be the best table tennis player in the goddamn world. Okay? That's not specifically the goal. The goal is make enough money to get to the next thing he has to get to a lot of the time. And that's thrilling in its own right. This movie's crazy. I mean, we talked about it in the first part of the episode, but it's just like how is Kevin O'Leary this good in a movie?
Why is he gonna get nominated for an Oscar? I'm
like what is going on? This movie's like so good. It's just amazing. And that's why I have it at number 4.
Surprised this one wasn't higher for you. Speaking of surprised it wasn't higher.
So yeah, this was one of those that like I feel like maybe this just came. I saw this like 5 days ago. So I've had a lot more time. You can see like you'll see with like what comes up in the top 3 for me. I've had a lot more time with those movies. And when I did the kind of like fantasy draft format thing that I did, I found that I picked also the order for my list like changed dramatically when I did that draft thing. Which was interesting in its own right. But Marty is one of those that like I'm kind of like still sorting through. I feel like with a lot of movies, you kind of like you see such a dense movie like that, it takes a while for you to like unpack it, and it's still like loading in my head. You know, like
here.
There's so many movies that'll just like take on a whole different meaning for you 6 months later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be one of those movies. That being said.
For sure.
You can watch it in theaters. Go watch it.
Dream big.
Dream big. What is your number 3?
Number 3. So
Getting into the nitty gritty.
Getting into the nitty gritty. This was the most surprising movie of the year for me. Number 2 and number 1 are 2 movies I knew would probably be my favorite 2 movies of the year. This was my number 1 for a good chunk of this year. Like I said, the biggest surprise, even though it had, I think, one of the best trailers ever made. I'm talking 28 years later.
Okay.
28 years later. What if I told you this was the most I cried during a movie all year?
I would believe it. It's got some pretty good stuff in there.
What if I told you that 10 minutes before we saw the movie? Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, yeah, we talked about it. This movie had, like, the coolest trailer ever. I know you weren't as hot on this movie as I was, but I think you can agree at least on that.
I do, and I think the Bone Temple looks even better.
I'm so excited for the Bone Temple. I mean, we're like a month away from that. That is just awesome. It's looking like good January, but we'll get there. But yeah, I just thought this movie was exceptional. I mean, just everything about it. It was so well shot. You know, they did the iPhone thing. Thought it all looked really nice. So just raw and gross and like dirt in your nails. You know what I'm saying? Every frame of this movie, just bloody, disgusting. I love the performances. Yeah, this just like totally blew me away. I mean, I like 28 Days Later, but this just was on a complete other level for me. So glad I went and saw this in theaters. I'm so glad this movie exists. I'm so glad we're getting 2 more. But yeah, 28 years later, fantastic movie. It is streaming on Netflix. You can rent it.
Okay.
You can buy it. Check it out if you haven't. It's a little gritty. It's a little gross. Very gross. Honestly.
It's definitely the goriest movie I've seen this year by a mile. Like, it's like
Yeah.
crazy for a theatrical
movie.
movie.
There were parts where I was even going, ugh. But it's so weird. Like, yeah, it's the goriest movie I've seen, but also it's like one of the most beautiful movies I've seen. I mean,
Definitely.
yeah, I was crying during this movie, like I said. I had an exceptional time with it. I cannot wait for the Bone Temple in like less than a month.
Insane ending, too.
Insane ending. Kind of a litmus test, for at least me now. Because, yeah, it's the craziest ending to like a movie ever. I was smiling during it, and I can't wait to see where it leads.
That is awesome. That is a great pick. I didn't like that movie as much as you did, but I do enjoy 28 Years Later, and I'm very excited for the Bone Temple. I think it looks even better because it's a lot of that stuff that I like from the first movie, but it seems like on 11.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, we'll see about the Bone Temple. My number 3 is a movie, again, that I knew I was going to love. Just one of my most anticipated movies of the year. So much so that when the trailer dropped, I don't get on my Instagram story that much and kind of, I don't use social media like that much. I put that trailer on my Instagram stories immediately. I was like, you must watch this trailer. Check it out. I was sending it to people. I was hearing from people that I don't hear from about movies much, telling me, hey, yo, this looks really good. And it must have happened. A lot of people must have been doing that as well because it was a big hit. And that was awesome to see. And that would be Zach Krieger's Weapons. Probably I know I've been saying talking a lot about theatrical experiences here. This was actually the best theatrical experience I had all year. At the 10:30 p.m. Friday night show opening weekend, I saw it. This was one of the movies this year where I saw it. Actually, I saw it on Thursday. So I went the next day. And the next day, I had an opportunity to kind of I knew everything that was going to happen. First time you watched Weapons, even I, a seasoned horror movie, veteran here. Very, very tense movie. I was locked in on the movie. This second viewing, I could kind of people watch, which I found extremely enjoyable for this kind of movie. The scene where I'll say a lady walks out of a house and has scissors in her hands. That with a crowd is like, he has this, Zach Krieger had the crowd on a fucking he was like a puppeteer, man. Like the way people were reacting in this crowd when it goes from thing to thing, it does that really good thing that I said about kind of like it was just an accident, where it'll show you something and then here's how that thing could get a million times more stressful and like dire. And Weapons does a great job of that. It's so hard to make the mystery box thing pay off. He does it. It's so hard to make the shifting perspectives thing work. I mean, see Ridley Scott's The Last Duel, a movie I like, but, that shifting perspectives thing kind of didn't work super duper well, in my opinion.
I love that movie, actually.
It's good. It's good. I think that the pacing in those kinds of movies tends to suffer when you're kind of going like, oh, and then we're going to go back in the story and show you what happened here. That's really hard. It's a really hard thing to do. And he makes it work flawlessly. Like every time it switches, it's like more compelling than the last time it happened almost. And I will, the movie is so good that I will let him get away with putting an AK-47 on top of a house for no reason at all other than that he just wanted to do it.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Yeah.
All these, are all like, oh, he did it for no reason. It looked
Fuck
cool.
it.
It looked cool. You know, it had me thinking in the movie.
Yeah.
For no reason, I guess. But you know what? It's a weapon.
That's another thing that he does so well in the movie is like that's a moment that like intentionally wrongfoots the audience almost. He just wanted to do that. That's probably why that's in there. But it also, like you said, gets you thinking like, okay, AK-47, what's that got to do with the whole picture here? And you start thinking about that in the context of the rest of the movie, and that doesn't really have anything. It doesn't have much to do literally with the story. It's something that's in Zach Krieger's head clearly, but literally it doesn't help you kind of piece together what's going on. I love the way he does that. I loved in the beginning of the movie, he does kind of a similar thing where like in the trailer, it says every kid went missing. 17 kids walked out. Every kid in the classroom was gone. And then when you sit in that theater and they say that that's not actually the case, I was locked. I was just absolutely locked in.
That was one of the coolest things that happened with the movies this year. I 1,000% agree.
Yep. So Weapons, my number 3, that is on HBO Max. You can rent
Best
it.
needle drop of the year, by the way.
Yes, the George. I'll just leave it at that. HBO Max, you can rent it. You can get the physical copy, and that is Weapons. Norman, what is your number 2?
So I've had a really hard time between 2 and 1.
Okay.
And I didn't want to, cheat and just be like, oh, they're both number 1. This is like really subject to change. This is like, if you ask me tomorrow, I'll probably give you a different answer. But for continuity's sake, at number 2, I got Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Okay. I knew it was coming.
Yeah. This will likely end up being my number 1 when everything's said and done. I've only seen it once. I'm seeing it again tomorrow. That's how I'm spending my New Year's. I'm excited.
It's a great way to spend New Year's.
Yeah. But I think it's a little too fresh to give it number 1 over the movie that you definitely don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm the Avatar guy. We're the Avatar guys, but I'm the Avatar guy.
Yes.
This just blew my socks off. Everything I love about 2. It's just beautiful. Some of the best set pieces in a movie since like Fury Road. Specifically that prison break scene is like the coolest action set piece ever. Look nice, IMAX 3D, seeing in a packed house, funny. The performances, I think just about everyone was at their best. I just love these Avatar movies so damn much. And this one's making big bank, as we kind of talked about a little while ago. So I'm praying we get 4 and 5. Obviously, Big Jim can do whatever he wants to do, but I really hope he wants to do 4 and 5 because I would just love more of this. There's nothing like this. There won't be anything like this again. Low-key probably ever. I don't like to be pessimistic, but like people line up for it. Everyone complains or jokes that no one cares about Avatar. James Cameron's walking to the bank, man.
Argue with the wall.
Avatar. Sorry?
Argue with the wall.
Exactly. Avatar, Fire and Ash. I mean, what is there to say, You like these Avatar movies at this point, or you don't?
Yeah.
Let me phrase it. You like Avatar 2, or you don't? And I do quite a bit. And I thought this one might be a little bit better, Max.
Than The Way of Water?
This might be the best one, yeah.
Wow.
I know. I really, 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 really like this movie. Like I said, this is probably my favorite of the year, but I need to give it some more time before whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
A lot of love for Avatar on this podcast. This is one of those that I
only in theaters.
Only in theaters. Yeah, it'll probably be in. See it. Obviously, don't wait too long, but this will probably be in theaters until like February, or March.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that just always chugs along. It's very reliable.
I'm gonna hit it probably 3 or 4 more times in IMAX 3D. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them a lot of money.
I may go a couple more times as well. I think it's one of those movies that, like, you'll
Well, you're
watch
going
it.
for the Avengers trailers, Max. You don't gotta lie.
Yeah, I'm going.
You don't
I'm
gotta
going to
lie.
watch Cyclops, throw his visor off and stuff like that. Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, man, come on now.
Let's go.
I might be in trouble. I might. I'm gonna see this movie a third time anyways. Might as well go that week. Continue though.
Yeah. I think that, everything you said about the Prison Break was awesome. Like, I'm glad you highlighted this movie because I thought it was a little disappointing compared to the rest of the series because we hold these movies in the highest of standing, and it did not reach that high standing for me, but it is like a way above average action movie. Nonetheless,
I got it up. I mean, as far as action and even just blockbusters as a whole go, anything Mad Max, anything Avatar, right there.
Pretty much.
At least at this point, we're never getting another Mad Max movie again because people hate good movies. I'm still not over Furiosa bombing.
Yeah, Chris.
I mean, that was my favorite movie last year. Yeah, I watched that movie like 5 times this year.
That movie is awesome.
Movie's so awesome, but yeah, I hope we get another one of these because the future of big blockbusters. We got one more Dune movie. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds in store. My number 2 is very much a movie about what the future holds in store and what our aspirations, what our hopes and dreams for the future may be.
Man, you got a lot out of Megan too. I was gonna save that joke for one, but
we campaigned so hard for Megan 2, and we both didn't even go see it. We were both like, "Oh, Megan 2." Maybe that was just me. Maybe that was more me. But if
it didn't look like the worst movie ever, and I didn't hate Blumhouse and pretty much everything they do,
maybe we would have seen it. But we did not see Megan 2. This is not Megan 2. This is one battle after another. This is probably one of my favorite PTA movies. Is maybe my favorite PTA movie. It might be some crazy talk. I haven't seen Magnolia. Full transparency.
Seen There'll Be Blood?
Yeah, I got that on Blu-ray right over there. That's a good one too. But this is just an awesome movie. I saw this in IMAX 70mm multiple times.
Yeah, Mr. Dallas over here.
Yeah, seen it in that format, the big old square. That was some crazy shit.
Anyone who works for AMC in San Antonio can figure out why y'all just stopped. I think Oppenheimer killed the projector, just straight up. We haven't got any. I got lucky during Oppenheimer; it didn't break down. But like pretty much everyone I know who went and saw that downtown at the 70mm were like, "Oh yeah, like got delayed or halfway through it." I was working on a movie. Sorry, not to. It's just too long. Anyways, it just broke down a lot.
Yeah.
So we don't get it 70mm, which sucks. But I'm just jealous. Continue.
Yep. You gotta come down to Dallas for those 70mm shows, man.
Maybe I'll come for the Odyssey. That could be fun.
Yeah. That will be fun. That will be the movie of next year. That's probably the one battle after another of next year. As far as like movie that's gonna be a pretty big deal and also like really, really good.
Like Doomsday.
Yeah, like Doomsday. Yeah. When James Marsden shows up, the whole the whole crowd's gonna go nuts. So yeah, I again, similar to No Other Choice in some ways, where he's kind of exploring how so many of us are kind of like placated by suburban life. Like in the beginning of the movie, Leo is this revolutionary guy, and he's with Tiana Taylor, who plays Perfidia Beverly Hills, and they're going and doing all of this, quote. He says crazy shit in the beginning of the movie, and in the middle of the movie, we visit him or revisit him after all of that time. He's got a teenage daughter. And he's just kind of figuring things out, man. He smokes a lot of weed. He watches the Battle of Algiers, He's just doing his thing. And then suddenly, shit hits the fan and it gets real serious real quick. But it remains this is probably one of the funniest movies of the year as well. I think like maybe, just outside that Eddington range. It's, just extremely propulsive. You're kind of like once you're in that adventure, actually even from the beginning, like even the prologue of the movie, you're kind of just, going from there. It's just an extremely propulsive movie that kind of climaxes with this sequence that you've probably seen before if you're listening to this podcast, where there's a road that kind of goes up and down and up and down, and that is one of the movie scenes of the year. So One Battle After Another, great movie, probably going to win a shitload of Oscars this year, deservedly so. What is your number one?
You really want to know my number one?
Yeah, what is it? I don't even have a guess.
Come on, man. I really got to stay here. Like, I can't even find the words. Like, what could possibly describe the year in cinema better than the Minecraft movie? You got Chicken Jockey.
Yep.
You got I thought we were doing worst of the year. Sorry.
Would have been an incredible zag from you to name Minecraft movie number one.
Yeah, I thought about it, but it's one battle after another, man. You know what I mean? No, you just talked about it. Like I said, it's like neck and neck there with Avatar. I think I need some more time to sit with Avatar. Paul Thomas Anderson is my favorite filmmaker ever, like by far. He could make a movie about paint drying, and I'd probably go see it twice. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And I don't even think this is one of his best movies, and somehow it's still the best movie I've seen this year. In honestly years, just straight up, I think this was just so good. The performances, I mean, Leo, I don't think he's gonna win again, but it would be really cool if he did.
That would be cool.
Is there a better movie character than Colonel Lockjaw this year? I mean, really, like.
I mean, yeah, him and freaking Quaritch, man. There's similar characters, but like those two dudes are like awesome.
They're both RFKing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite filmmaker making his biggest movie. Obviously, I'm gonna love it, but yeah, this movie just felt monumental. Everything about it, like I said, the performances monumental. The car chase you just talked about, monumental. I didn't see it in 70 millimeter, but I did see it in IMAX. Yeah, it really just it flew by. Everything looked beautiful. Probably score of the year for me.
Yeah. Crazy
Pretty
score.
Easily, I'd probably like that or Marty. But yeah, Chase Infinity. She is going to be a star. She is so good in this movie. She might get nominated for Best Actress, which is I saw she was going for actress, not supporting actress. I said beast mode.
Yeah.
Go win that. Don't let one of them wicked girlies win it. That's right, I said it.
Yeah, you couldn't get through the top 12
I know that's your number
without
one.
some
I'm
wicked
sorry.
slander.
I know that's your number one. I didn't want to. Yeah, I don't want to rain on your parade. But yeah, just everything about this movie, monumental is the word that I like to use because that's just how it felt. I've been recommending this movie to everybody with ears since it came out, and everyone loves it. I haven't met anyone who didn't like this movie yet. If you didn't, you're probably racist or something. I don't know. Just straight up. If you don't like this movie, you're racist. But yeah, one battle after another. Gotta be movie of the year for me. This is... We're going to talk about more about what's coming next, but the fact that this movie got made at the budget it did, this movie was never going to make $1 billion or whatever. That is the most sad part of the whole Warner Brothers Netflix thing for me. Movies like this, movies like Sinners, movies like Weapons, these big auteur-driven movies, we're losing them. I mean, you'll get a Chris Nolan. He can do whatever he wants. He's earned that. Denny kind of likes to stick in IP land, which is fine. Dune are like some of the best movies. But yeah, I hope we get something again like this someday. Just this giant movie that's not a Marvel movie or even Avatar, which, like I said, I love Avatar. But
you can even see just the impact that this Netflix deal is going to have based on just how many of these movies we've said are on HBO Max right now. Because Warner Brothers made most of these movies that we're talking about right now.
yeah, we're gonna do more. I think we've talked about doing like a year recap, but this was like the year of Warner Brothers, man.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that it's. I don't know. We will see what happens with them.
Yep.
But nothing's set in stone yet.
We will see. One battle after another. Great movie, but I had one in front of it. When I think about the best movie of the year, I think about Sinners. And you clocked it immediately. That the room is lit this way because I had Sinners as my number one pick. This feels like probably the biggest movie event of the year as far as like, whoa, that came out of nowhere and it was huge. So many people saw this movie. So many people loved this movie. This was one of those movies that was just kind of like, people would go see it and just like, it would be one of those like, have you seen Sinners? Like it was like that kind of thing. Every character is just so fully realized. In terms of like depth, this is probably like the richest movie I saw all year, in my opinion. Like everything feels so fully realized. Like Ryan Coogler just absolutely did his thing with this. And this was a movie that I didn't even love coming out the first time. I was like, that was cool. It was kind of overhyped, but like, you know, it is what it is. And then I saw it 5 more times. And on that 6th time, I saw it on Halloween. I still have the ticket stub right here. Got the ticket, little ticket stub for the IMAX 70 Sinners IMAX on Halloween. That was the time that really did it for me. 'Cause you just, it's you know how I was talking about like some movies are just kind of like loading in your head for a while?
Mm-hmm.
This movie came out in March. So it's had, I believe it came out in March or April, somewhere around there. It's had the most time to kind of fester of the movies on this list and kind of roll around in my head. This is the first time that Ryan Coogler really made like an original movie. Like Fruitvale is kind of based on real events. This is his first big go at an original movie. Like we've seen, you know, his take on Black Panther 2, Creed, Fruitvale, obviously. But we haven't seen his original movie. And this is a massive movie to be your first original movie. The score, you mentioned score of the year, one battle after another. I think Sinners is just...
Damn, yeah.
Sinners is the score of the year for me. Just that don, like all of that is awesome. This movie is like raw as fuck. You got vampires everywhere. You know, the first half of the movie doesn't even have vampires. You know, you watch the movie and you're like, you know, you may not even know it has vampires in it. And then the vampires come in. It's delightful. One last thing. I've always liked Michael B. Jordan. This was the first time I've really seen him kind of like just give an unbelievable performance. Like this is like a true, like stone cold Oscar worthy performance. And I loved it. That's been our top 12. We're running out of time here. But
running out of time.
Yeah. It was a great year for movies.